Hey there, welcome back to my Intro to Performance guitar course. We're now at lesson 10. Let's get right into it. Now, in the past lessons, we've been discussing the cage system one shape at a time. Today, we're going to talk about the D shape. Now, last lesson, we've been covering the E shape. For me personally, the E shape is the first introduction to learning a major scale. Now, on the contrary, I think the D shape is the trickiest shape to learn when playing a major scale because our lowest root note is going to be on the D string. Now, the easiest way to relate the D shape is to think about the modes. Now, remember, a mode is no more than a major scale starting from a different note. In this case, if we're in the key of C major and we start from D, we're going to be playing D Dorian. Now, to find the Dorian mode, the easiest thing to do is go back to that E shape, right? C major, 8th fret of the E string, that's our E note. You go a whole step up to D, and now you can play this shape. Starting from D, we're going to have the Dorian mode. Again, same 7 notes information, starting from a different place. Now, to play that shape but starting from C, first we need to find that low C note on the D string. Here are 2 ways to do it. First, go to your classic C major, and then think about the major scale. Just go a whole step up to E major, half step up to F major, whole step up to G major, whole step up to A major, whole step up to B major, and then half step up to C major. Now here's my second inversion, C major with the D shape, right? I have the 5th, the root, and the 3rd. Now the root is here, 13th fret of the B string. I'm gonna double the octave, going lower, and I'm gonna go to the 10th fret of the D string. Now I'm gonna have my C major scale with the D shape. Another way to find that low C note is gonna be to go back to the E shape, C major, then you have the root here, whole step up, 2 strings down, you have the octave, and then you can play the shape. So now let's play the C major scale using the D shape starting from this C note, right? 10th fret of the D string. So from here we go all the way up to the high string, then all the way down to the low E string, and then we're gonna return back to this root note. So here's how it sounds. Okay, now that we covered the scale up and down, like in the other lessons, we're going to play them by intervals. Again, we're going to use thirds and fifths, 2 of the most common intervals used when improvising. Here's how it sounds using thirds. Now let's play using fifths. Now let's harmonize the C major scale using triads melodically. This time the exercise is going to be a little bit longer because we're starting on the D string. So we're going to go all the way up to the high E string again, all the way down to the low E string, and then we're going to come back to that C note on the D string. Here's how it sounds. Now again, for this exercise, I'm going to have 2 options playing those triads. One is going to be to play 1 note per string. Remember, when you have 1 note per string, you could either play it as a melody or as a chord. And then you're going to have the option to play 2 notes per string. Here you can just play it as a melody because you're going to have 2 notes per string. So I'm going to start here with C major, 2 notes per string, right? Then I'm going to go to D minor, 1 note per string. Here I can play it as a chord or as a melody. Then I'm going to go to E minor, 2 notes per string, F major, 2 notes per string, and then again, G major, 1 note per string. This can be played as a melody or it can be played as a chord. And I'm gonna go to A minor, 2 notes per string. And here I'm gonna go to B diminished. Now in the exercise I missed this triad. I didn't see it, but you see that you can play a B diminished. Now the C major you cannot play it because this note lifts the shape, right? So C major is not allowed on the D shape. So from the B diminished, I'm returning back to A minor, 2 notes per string. G major, 1 note per string. F major, 2 notes per string. E minor, 2 notes per string, D minor, 1 note per string. Again, this can be played as a chord or as a melody. C major, 2 notes per string, B diminished. Then from here I go to A minor, 1 note per string. Again, this triad can be played as a chord or as a melody. To G major, 2 notes per string, to F major, again 1 note per string as a chord or as a melody. Then E minor, again 1 note per string, again as a chord or as a melody. And I'm gonna finish on D minor. Here, is the beginning of the Dorian mode if I start from D. So I'm gonna come back from that 2 chord, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and back on C major. So here is the end. The next important thing is gonna be to find the C major chords inside the D shape. We're gonna have 3 of them. So here I have a C major second inversion, right? Then I'm gonna go back to another C major second inversion. And I'm gonna finish on this C major first inversion. So I have these 3 chords. Okay, the next thing for me is the most important one, is to harmonize the major scale inside this shape. Now for me, this is the most important part to understand each shape of the cage system, because every time you want to improvise, you want to follow the chords to be more melodical. So for example, imagine you have a 2-5-1 in the key of C. You have D minor, G major for 1 bar, and then you have C major. Maybe for the first bar in D minor and G major, you want to play your scale, but then when the C major comes, you want to know where the C major chord is to finish on a chord tone, so the phrase makes sense. So learning your triads inside the shape is going to help you be more melodical when improvising. Now for example 1, we're going to have this. So for this example, I'm going for those high strings, all right? So C major, second inversion, D minor, first inversion, E minor, the 3 chord, first inversion. Then I'm gonna go to F major, the 4 chord, second inversion, G major, a whole step up, same shape, second inversion, A minor, first inversion, to B diminished, first inversion. And I'm gonna finish back on this C major, second inversion. Now for the second example, I'm going for those low strings to start with. Sometimes I'm going to repeat the triads like in example 1 because I don't have other options. So I'm going to go like this. C major, first inversion, to D minor, second inversion, strings 3, 4, and 5, to E minor, first inversion, to F major, first inversion. I'm repeating G major here, second inversion. I'm repeating A minor here, first inversion. I'm repeating the B diminished here, first inversion. I'm going back to these C major strings 4, 5, and 6, first inversion. And to finish, let's use our musical example that we've been using for our past lessons. We're playing a 2, 5, 1, 6 in the key of C. Here's how it sounds. So now for my first 2 measures, again, I'm going for those high strings, right? I'm starting with this D minor, first inversion, to G major, root position, to C major, second inversion, and to A minor strings 2, 3, and 4, first inversion. Now, ideally, if I'm playing C major, I want to go to A minor, I will go to this A minor root position, right? But this note on the G string is not inside the shape, so I need to go to this A minor, first inversion. Now for the second example, D minor, second inversion, to this G major, second inversion, C major, second inversion, and I'm finishing A minor root position. Now again, on these lessons, we're not focusing about technique. It's just purely fretboard knowledge. I really believe if you don't have 7 hours a day to practice to get better at guitar technically, expanding the fretboard knowledge of the guitar is going to help you become a better musician. So take your time with this knowledge, right? Once you master the key of C, all you need to do is move the shapes horizontally to be in a different key. But the shapes are never going to change. You just need to move them to another place. So next lesson, we're gonna cover the C shape. It's gonna be our last shape inside this series of lessons. And to finish, we're gonna do a review of the whole course from the beginning. We're gonna start with major and minor triads, horizontal, vertically, in root position, first inversion, second inversion. We're gonna talk just about the diminished triad. Then we're gonna go into the cage system, again, one shape at a time. If you feel the need of using papers, just go back to the past lessons and review your shapes again. Alright then, see you next lesson. Have a good one.